Afternoon, guys. Hope you're all well, hope you're all blessed. This is Polmont, the only prison in Scotland for young offenders, and it was currently housing female prisoners at one point there when Carson TV was under revampation. To you there is Ali Cali. As I say, that was the wildest wing you'll get in Polmont. Was there. When I get along a bit, you'll see the windows in. But yep, that is how high the walls are within the prison. And there's another wall behind that. But up the top there is what watchtowers for the prison officers to kind of keep an eye on the outside here. As I say, people used to congregate along at the bridge just down there, and people from the windows used to be able to talk to like the locals over like this way, but you'll get a wee clearer picture very shortly. But yep, there's your man having a wee kind of chill out time on the Forth and Clyde Canal. But as I say, folk, yeah, this is where the worst prisoners are held in Scotland. You've got from murderers to non-CAs to you name it, they're all in there. But as I say, all these halls here, they're not for like, the sex offenders and all that. The sex offenders unit is just over there, which used to be called Crammond Hall. This is now Ali Cali Spey, and if we go further down to North Wing, and over the back is Lomond Hall, is the under 18s wing, which is you can go for there for like 16 upwards, then you go over to the other halls. But yeah, that's the kind of prison windows there. Where you see the inmate and just at the top there, that's where they're all currently housed. But these main two halls here were bunkers, and as I say, and I mean bunkers. They'll go from, as I say, murderers to curfews. They're all housed in the one that's like 4 blocks up. And as I say, you can see the numbers on the top of the windows. But as I say, when I go up and we go along, you'll get maybe a better view at it. You know what I mean? It's also I can't get in to the prison grounds. I just went in. You'll see in the previous video that I went in to do a video at the main reception area, and the staff were right on me, so I had to come out and just continue to leave. But as I say, yeah, many riots and smash-ups and slashings and stabbings and you name it goes on within the walls, and corruption, you name it, everything. As I say, you've got to remember, people, this is the only young offender institution in the whole of Scotland, you know what I mean? To hold people. If I put the video up, you'll see all the windows, and see towards the camera, away towards the far left corner, it was not, I was in the second tier, so I could see right out to over to the left as where I used to stay, and I used to watch my mum and my dad coming up to visit me, and my partner and my child, and it was sad, you know what I mean? It is, because you used to see people coming and walking along here, you know what I mean, and used to shout up at the windows, and you know what I mean, you used to get some good banter at the weekend, with like the youngins coming along the canal, drinking that and standing and congregating at the corner, you know what I mean. Nevis Hall, and that's the way up the other side, that's for low risk offenders, where it's getting working towards freedom and stuff like that, you know what I mean. But as I say, you got a lot of people, as I say, walking about the canal area. And it's good to see you. And hi there.
Hello.
The wee man on there in his canoe. You know what I mean? But aye, I thought I'd kind of, this is the kind of heritage you've got within Celtic badge. Look, Henrik Larsson. You know what I mean? Big bangs. Noble. But yeah, people, as I say, this is Polmont. A lot of like, other inmates I've met within these walls, from like down south and all over. Basically, it's a no man's land in there, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Especially in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? In the late 90s, maybe 99, right up. It was mental. As I say, you see all the people who are getting jailed today. You know what I mean? Well, that's where they started. They call this the college. You know what I mean? After you commit the secure unit, you enter Long again, but Long again got shut down. So they had to move them all from Long again to Berlin. And once you were sentenced, you used to come back down to Polmont and do your sentence. You know what I mean? Then, depending how obstructive you were to the prison, if you weren't like doing what they told you, you'd get moved to Glenorchy, which was the DC. Where I was only in Polmont a week, and I got moved to Glenorchy detention centre to finish the remainder of my sentence. You can see all the kind of fenced off area, so you can't walk right up and round. You know what I mean? When we drove in, just at the start in the previous video, I clocked the governor straight away, and the PO, as I say, the principal also. And as I say, I knew they were on to me, because the white one, as you've seen the video, the white one took over me. That's the security that do the grounds. But you can see just up there, it's all a big brick wall. It's just a big brick wall right round the full of the jail. As I say, you notice there's no any of that bad wire, as you see in Berlin and Glenorchy, shots and all that stuff, because that's hidden behind the brick. I mean, you know, it's a very, very scary jail. A lot of people do get intimidated, a lot of people do get bullied. And there is the end of another hall there, which I believe is under revampation just now. There were a smash up there not long ago, you know what I mean? And as I say, you can see the windows through the trees. Sorry I can't get a better angle, but this is the only kind of angle you will get of Polmont. You know what I mean? This is where Luke Mitchell was. This is where he came straight to Polmont. You know what I mean? As I say, you can hear them shouting. Now you've got, as I say, people, you've got like kids as young as 16 in that prison. You know what I mean? And they're mixing the serious criminals in. You know what I mean? So a lot of suicide, a lot of bullying, and a lot of violence goes on within the walls. And people don't realise that. And you see it in the papers on a daily basis. And oh, sorry, this is the Forth and Clyde Canal running from Edinburgh to Glasgow. And as I say, get back to the story of Polmont. In 2002, when I entered Polmont, what a fright I got. Believe me, what a fright I got. This place was mental. I mean, mental. You had people jumping about the nets, you know what I mean, flinging pool balls at each other, you know what I mean. It was just crazy, you know what I mean, crazy. And you think that the screws would kind of, you know what I mean, do something about it, but they never, you know what I mean, they never. And anybody that's watching my pods and my lives from Falkirk will tell you, you know what I mean, it was the cons, well the prisoners, sorry, that ran Polmont. It wasn't the screws, no. As I say, it was. Hi there. Right, sorry. Oh, there, a trolley. Yeah. You have your wee canal boats, as I say, just walking about, just chilling out, man. It's just, I thought I'd come up and show you Polmont and the way it is. This is express skip hire. A lot of other kind of car units and stuff like that. Down there was the old travellers camp. I don't think they're there anymore. To be honest with you, you've got your houses here and your wee barges. That one's got a camera in it, shit. Brilliant. But aye. So there's a lot to do in Falkirk if you like to get into your kind of nature and go for walks and clear your head. I know. When are you going to see him?
Well, just go in.
Aye, man. Aye. Kirsty just get in to talk to the boy for express skip hire. As I say, he's still to pick a skip up. I ordered a skip, I forgot, yeah, but he's not been here to pick it up about a month ago. But I'm just walking about the wee Declan. He's done. As I say, just showing you about the place and what Falkirk's all about. As I say, it's a good area, you know what I mean? It's just like any other area, you know what I mean? You come in with an attitude, then you'll get the attitude. If you come in polite, then you'll get polite. But believe me, there's Polmont prison there, away in the background there. You want to start trouble in Polmont, then you'll get it. And as I say, believe it or not, Polmont is a rough jail. A lot of people say that jail's easy. Well, what I can say to them, if they think jail's easy and a wonderful place to be, you know what I mean? Well, they're better off going away and getting themselves lifed off in, because they're not used to society. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. And it's a shame to say that, but it's true. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? They've got to do a lot more work within the prison system for rehabilitation and, as I say, to prevent more suicides and stuff like that. I mean, if they don't, then it'll just continue to happen on a daily basis, which it is clearly, you know what I mean, doing. And it's sad to see, you know what I mean, because there are too many young people get into these prisons and taking their own life. And it's just sad, you know what I mean. You wouldn't wish that on anyone. But that's Polmont. That's what Polmont. As I say, when I was in Polmont, we were rioting every old day. There were prison officers getting whacked with pool cues, and it was like Edinburgh versus Glasgow, then it was Dundee would back up Edinburgh, and then it would be Fife and Edinburgh, then it was just bonkers, you know what I mean? It was just like taking gang warfare into the prison system, and you know what I'm talking about, but it was mad because different places in Glasgow all fight with each other, but when it came to prison, they stood toe with each other, you know what I mean? Against like Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Dundee, Fife, Stirling, Falkirk, all that kind of areas. And it was just going on every day, man. I can remember getting in, and a wee guy, I don't know what he'd done, but we were all sitting in the dentist area. And I'm not going to mention the boy's name, he's walking back along.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the wee boy's name, but he's from Glasgow, and he's well known. But we were sitting in the dentist area, and he walked in with, no, walked in obviously, had the shank on him, which is a knife, well, razor blade, sorry, on the end of the knife, and just took the face right off him, and I'm no joking, I've never seen a fucking slash mark like this in my life, and you could actually see for the top of his jawbone right into his teeth, and his face just fell, and as I say, you couldn't have done nothing, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? Then I seen the boy with a spatula. There was a fight kicked off between rival people, and as I say,